Hello, everybody. Welcome back to A Thousand Movies Before You Die, where we have opened a new location. We left Chicago or New York. We left the Noir Bar. We have jumped on a train and we have chugged it across to the western part of the country. And we are now at the saloon, the Sarsaparilla Saloon, until a new name is found. At the saloon, we look at the great American Western. Great genre. What I love about the Western is, I think it might be the first genre. Um, that's probably no way. But along with comedy and horror and whatever other, romance, I think the Western was one of those genres that grew up with Hollywood. What's kind of cool about it, Hollywood is in the West. Hollywood was sort of seen as the Wild West. The West is seen as a little bit lawless, a little bit less snooty and repressed than the East, and therefore, a little looser, and you get a little more, you get a different kind of person, a different kind of mentality, which really lent itself to making movies, but it also lent itself well to gunning people down in the street, which is what a lot of happens in the Westerns. So anyway, we're going to be looking at Westerns here at the Sarsaparilla Saloon, and we got ourselves a new hat just for that purpose. And here we go with the aptly named The Westerner. That's right, keeping it simple for everybody out there. The Westerner, starring Gary Cooper, the amazing Walter Brennan, and directed by the amazing William Wyler. Things like Ben-Hur, The Best Years of Our Lives, ooh, Chi-Chi here, Mrs. Miniver, and among many others. This is a very, very accomplished director, and to have him directing us here, he also did The Big Country, so it is not his only Western, definitely. The Big Country is really a highly, highly rated Western. But this one, I'd never heard of it before. It's amazing. Please check out this film. It's a blast. It is, come on, say it with me now, my favorite adjective. It is fun. It is a lot of fun. This definitely fits. It's fun. This movie, it's classic trope here. We have your cattlemen, or you got a cattle town run by Judge Roy Bean, played by Walter Brennan. Played, I think you could absolutely say, deliciously by Walter Brennan. He nails this, wins the Oscar Best Supporting Actor, his third one, making it's a record, I believe, for most Best Supporting Actors for a male. And it's amazing. He does a great job with this one. He plays Judge Roy Bean. He is the king of the cattlemen. He runs Vinegaroon, which is the name of the town. It's, if you can call it a town, it's basically a bar and some houses standing around. And he is, judge and jury of this town. He turns his little saloon into a courtroom, presides over it, makes up the laws, usually on the spot, and then carries out his ruling. And we see him do that at the beginning of the film, where he convicts a man to die because the man shot not a person but a cow. Had he shot the person, he wouldn't have been convicted to die, sentenced to die. But because he killed a cow, Judge Roy Bean convicts him to die. And yeah, this is not a spoiler because it happens within like the first 2 minutes of the film. We see, in the shadow, we see this dangling man here. So, Judge Roy Bean is introduced very soon, very quickly, as a bit of a bastard. And he is the head of the cattlemen. And of course, where there are cattlemen in a Western, there are homesteaders. And the homesteaders have rolled in, and they are the bane of Judge Roy Bean. He hates them, wants to get rid of them, has already been responsible. It's suggested uh, for burning them out of their crops a year ago, and basically rules against them whenever he can. He hates them, and into this classic, this is the trope of so many westerns. You've got cattlemen versus homesteaders, and into that strolls Shane. No, Joe strolls our hero, which is generally some unknown guy, mysterious dude, mysterious gunman, maybe some connection to the Civil War, maybe not. That is your classic trope. And that's what we have here. And we had Gary Cooper playing a really tall, lanky, cool as a cucumber. In strolls Cole Hart. In this movie, we have our mysterious dude, and usually in these movies, he takes sides and he goes to war. That's not really what happens in this, which is what I like about it. He doesn't take sides. He sort of is courted by both sides. He is sympathetic to both sides. Both sides have problems with him, but ultimately both sides want him to join their side. There's a love interest on the homesteader side, and there's a love interest on the cattleman side. Only it's a little bit of a different love interest. You see, Judge Roy Bean is deeply in love with Lily Langtry, an actress he's never met. I don't even think he knows if she lives in the United States at the beginning of the film. She's an English actress that may or may not have moved to the United States, and she performs on the stage. There are no movies at the time, and she's world famous, I guess. And Judge Roy Bean, just loves her, and his bar, slash courtroom, is covered in pictures of her. He forces people to drink toasts to her. We see at one point he throws a man out of the bar because the man had been to England and did not go to see Lily Langtry, who was in England at the time. So he had the opportunity to see her, didn't. This is enough to get him thrown out of the bar. So yeah, that's his ruling. He says that a lot. Walter Brennan. That's my ruling. Does a great job with this. What I love about this character. Uh, Actually, I digress. We were talking about the plot of the film. So yes, he loves Lily Langtry, and this is the other love interest. And our hero Cole has figured out a way to use Lily Langtry um, to his advantage vis-a-vis Judge Roy Bean, because Judge Roy Bean holds all the cards, except he really loves Lily Langtry. You could say it's his kryptonite. I mean, he really loves this woman. And so, yeah, here we have it. We have Cole sort of not playing both sides off against each other. He's sympathetic. He really can't choose sides. He's trying to bring peace here. And that's really the plot. Will he be able to bring peace to this wayward town of Langtry? Oh, wait, I thought you said it was called Vinegaroon. Well, at some point, it actually changes names to Langtry. I'm not going to tell you how that happens. It's pretty funny. The way this wraps up is really cool, and I really like the way not only is our hero sort of can't choose sides. The hero in this case is sort of used for us to sympathize with both sides. We're made to understand that the cattlemen, they were there first. They were grazing their cattle on this wide open space, and then these homesteaders show up, putting fences up and blocking the cattle from rivers and whatnot. But on the homesteader side, I mean, they were given legal deeds to this land. Yes, by politicians out east who don't know anything of what's going on there, but they traveled across the land, risked their lives and have farmed. And of course, they want to put up fences to keep their livestock in and protect their crops from the wildlife. And so, yeah, they put up fences, I mean, they have to. So both sides, we see their side, and we see that through Cole, and we've got some great devices there with Lily Langtry, and we have a exception. I mean, if the movie sucked, it would be worth it to watch this movie for Walter Brennan, but it doesn't. It's an amazing film. It's really well done. It's a lot of fun. It's hard to pick the tone. I mean, right at the beginning, like there's a guy hung, and he's hung pretty unfairly, and he's hung, and you see his shadow, he's dangling there. But it's hard to not like these guys, especially Judge Roy Bean. And that's, another great thing of this film is, Walter Brennan, in To Have and Have Not, he plays Bogart's sidekick, and he's sort of this drunk, lovable guy, and he plays that character a lot, sort of that drunk, You ever been stung by a dead bee? He plays that drunk, lovable guy. But then in My Darling Clementine, he plays a real nasty bastard. He plays the father of, I think, the Clements, the whatever, the bad guys. He's the leader, the father of that family, and he's a pretty mean guy. And so you get to see both of those characters sort of squished into one guy here, and that's Judge Roy Bean. And that's why it's hard to like this guy, and it's hard to hate this guy. And he's played perfectly by Walter Brennan. And that's the reason to watch this film. I mean, that, and it's a very fun Western. You got your classic trope. You got three Oscar nominations. So you've got the one that won, which is Walter Brennan, Best Supporting Actor. But then you've got Best Cinematography for a black and white film, and there's some great images. There's a fire scene that's amazing, really well filmed. There's a fight scene that sort of uses dust and sun to create one of the most realistic fight scenes of any movie. Like, it's really great. It's hard hitting, it's believable. It's really, really well done. And Best Writer, and so it's obviously a well-written film. It's a well-filmed film, and it's worth it for Walter Brennan as this really great character, really great character, and a great story arc for our characters. Um, yeah, it's got it all. It's a great way to get into the westerns. It's the tone isn't too dark, but it's also it's not a Bob Hope farce. It's not really a comedy, although it has comedic elements. It's just what you need. It's what you need. It's one of the 1,000 movies that you need to see before you die. And you're going to see some more Westerns here on the Sarsaparilla Saloon in the Sarsaparilla Saloon. Now get busy watching or get busy dying.